Hello everybody, Carl and Erynn here, and we're going to do a little guitar backup focus right now. And when you think of Fiddling Doc Roberts, what do you think about? I think about cats, especially the cat that came back. A wonderful tune in the key of G, and we're going to get Erynn to play it for us, and Edgar Boaz did some wonderful guitar work, and we'll try to do some of that too. So here we go, and the cat came back. All right, thank you, Erynn.
All right, guitar players, have fun.
Oh, we appreciate it. We will. We're bound to. Guitar players always have fun. We know that. So I'll slide in here and we'll get our G thinking cap song and see what we can discover here about and the cat came back. So one thing is right away you notice he puts in an A chord in there sometime, and I thought that was nice. That surprised me a little bit. A lot of people could play this tune and just do G, C, and D, and that would be perfectly good. And a little traveling in G there. So first thing before we can start working on the parts, there's 3 parts, so let's get how many parts of a tune's always good to notice right away. 3 parts, and like I say, the first part's really just a G chord, mostly with a quick D is what Edgar does. So on that, let's just the 6th and the 4th strings, pretty much what he does a lot, just 6 and 4 with a strum. 3 different times, then he gets a little, so that's kind of like the whole basic thing he does there. So one thing I would suggest, maybe doing that, and let's try it higher up for just fun to have an alternative right away with that pattern. So the first part's where it goes up to that kind of very, very pretty, kind of happy little part of the tune. So that 6 and 4, and then the quick little turnaround. Does it twice, and the quick little, and that little bass run is a D chord, so you could do a D chord there, and a strum, or he does just a bass walk a lot of times. And a lot of people might do a thumb hook. You could hook your thumb over and they get that note too. So it's just the 5th string open, and that 2nd fret. And a lot of times when you slow, it's interesting, when you slow something way down, it's kind of like when you have a little picture or a slide or something, and then you keep blowing it up, you find more and more things. The more you slow something down, you start to find out, oh man, there was a tuba on that recording. I didn't even hear that when it was played fast. Where did that tuba come from? You know, I'm kidding there, but it really is amazing. You do start noticing more and more. So, but it gets a little more confusing sometimes because you're not sure what to do after you hear all these different things. You start all the nuances. So the first part though, let's just look at that up high. If we just played like an F shape, and just keep in mind that F shape is just an E chord. If you took it from there in the first 4 string, you have to start barring the open strings, right? So let's just use that same pattern. We had the G and a D note back and forth, right? And a quick little turnaround. So first of all, I would suggest you could do, instead of just the same bass notes, I love that. You could climb. So you could do a little more cascade, but let's do that. Let's try that on the F shape here, 4, 3, and 2. little strumming, a couple string. And then you're going to have that same, to copy this pattern here, the A, you're going to have to go to out of a D shape, just getting the 2nd fret, 3rd string, 4th fret, 4th. And you could even think about the D, a drony D there. So that'd be a nice variation. So that'd be nice. You could do a little more cast, a little more shuffly strum. Here's that turnaround. So we'll revisit that and maybe do some exercises before we're done here. But let's go ahead and look at the second part. And it's kind of my favorite thing that is done on the overrecording. And again, I think Asa Martin backed him up. A lot of people backed him up, Doc, through the years. But this particular Edgar Boaz he kind of really emulated the melody, because it's that ba-da-bum, ba-da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da, has that slow kind of dramatic that kind of thing. So he does that with the 6th string and the strum, and then the 4th string, and goes up to that 1, 2 on the 5th string. So let's just try that a few times. The 6th string and the strum, the 4th string, and then he scoots 1st fret, 5th, 2nd fret, strum, low, bass. I love that. So see, and then he just stays there, hits the 5th string, strum, and the 6th string, and the 4th string. So he bides his time and just finds some nice bass selections. So let's just do that much for a second. So you have that ba-da, 6, strum, 4, 1, 2 on the 5th, strum, 6th string, now the 5th, 6th, and the 4th. And this is my favorite thing he does here. He goes up, he does kind of a sneaky walk up to E minor, and does a, and puts the E minor chord. So it's 4th string open, 1, 2, strum, the 5th string bass, and the 4th, then he has a D chord, and the turnaround. So that's a pretty sneaky little move there. So let me do that again. So that little E minor maneuver. 4, strum, 5, strum, 4, D chord, and that some kind of turnaround. And often I think he would walk just on the bass, but sometimes get the 5th string. And you could do something else. You could even do a bluesy, experiment there. Don't feel confined to one choice of bass walks, because there's always more to do, and sometimes the less you do is the best you do. So keep that in mind. I don't think I've ever said that before, but I think it's pretty apt at times. So here's that whole, let me do the second part, kind of put those two together. Here's what it sounds like. 4th string, off that 4th string, start it. 5, 6, 4, 6, and then walk that 4th string up. Open 1, 2, E minor chord, 5, 4, D, turn around. Oh, I love that part. That's the most fun to me, but it's a little tricky. You can get lost in that, and if the fiddler's going crazy, it might not, totally work. But I think it was a pretty creative backup there. Really playing off the fiddler. Doc Roberts was doing. Let's look at the third part, which is kind of the most moving in there, and not emotionally maybe, but possibly emotionally too. So we're going to have a G chord and go to the 5th string and a C chord, 5th string, and then he has a little. It's a D chord if you're playing just chords, but he has a little. So I'm just going to break it into each, a couple measures at a time. So it's have the G, 6th string, and the 5th string. And notice if you're looking at chord diagrams, if you see G and a slash and a B, that just means they're not playing a G in the bass, they're playing the B. The letter after the slash is the bass note for that particular moment. So G, and then G slash B in the tab. Then I have a C, and then it's a D chord, but really we just have a bass run, I still put the chord above if you want to play a chord. So that's the first two measures. G, 1, 2, start with G, the 5th string, C chord, and the little bass run, 4th string, and a pull off. Okay, that's halfway through. Then it goes to the G/B again. And I love this. He kind of throws in an A chord, the 2 chord, A major, with a little bar. And he really kind of gets that. And then reaches down and gets the major note below. So it's a A. If you're looking at the name of the chord, it'd be an A with an E in the bass. And then gets a C sharp. So let's just try that bar 4, 3, and 2 with your first finger. And your 4th string's the prominent note, and you reach down and get the 4th fret. 5th string, just kind of a bass note. Could be a little more strummy, but it's just 1 beat a piece. And a D chord. And so then it keeps going. I'll keep going here. So it does the G, climbing up again, just climbs that C. And then here he does a walk back to that A again. So then just an A or A7, which kind of surprises where he put that, but it sounds great. D, and the walk back to G. So listen to the whole third part, and it's pretty fun. I think you'll really enjoy putting that in there. So starts with G, and a little bass run, pull off. You got that bar A maneuver with the 4th fret, 5th string, D. Climbing up again, G, climbs to C. This time a bass run, bar A, A7, D, back to G. And the melody goes bum bum ba da ba dum bum ba da 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 dum bum ba bum be di do ba do ba 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 bum 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 ba da 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 da. So let me do all 3 parts there for a second. And I think you'll have fun going back and playing with Erynn on the fiddle, or the mandolin track that I'll do the video of. I think you'll have fun just trying this, exactly sort of what Edgar did, the basic premises there, and they work pretty good. So here's the whole 3 parts, sort of the way he did, and then I'm going to give you an exercise before I let you go. So go start practicing up a storm, having fun on the guitar in G. It's hard to pick a better key, that's for sure. So 1, 2, the first part's just 6 and 4, right? Bum, bum. Turn around again. And turn around. Now you got that nice sliding maneuver. 4, 1, 2, 5, 6, 4 on the basses. And then you walk that 4th string. E minor, 4, 5, and 4. G, back to G. And we do that again. 6, walk the bass, G minor, D, and a G. Then the last part, climbing up, C, pull off, bar that A and get the 4th fret, 5th string, D. A little run here, bar the A, A7, D, back to repeats that. Find a lot of fun there, and I think I'll do it slow one more time, just that third part, and make sure you get that bar. Just practicing that bar A is a nice thing. That, and if you're playing in A, you always want to be able to reach up to that major note. It's 2 whole steps are open to 4. You've heard that sound in thousands of songs. So here's the whole third part one time. Then I'm gonna give you a little exercise to wind up with. So 1, 2, really slow, climbing up to that /B, C, 4th, and a pull off back to G. Bar that A and reach to that 4th fret below, D chord, G/B, and the walk, they run. Bar the A, A7, 5th string, D, 4th string, and back to G. One last time. here. That goes the melody. A7, D, back to G. So let's wind up with a nice little exercise. Thinking of not necessarily this tune, but going from that just that climb up from G, and the slash B, the C chord, and let's go to that A chord, bar, bar and 2, 2, 2, and getting that 4th fret, and then let's change string sets. So I'm going to do that again. I'm going to start with that as a little exercise. You're kind of thinking of the low strings mostly. And let's go ahead and do a D here, bar that A, and I'm focusing from the 4th string, and in a major note here with the D chord. Of course, it's going to be a fret different because of the tuning difference, and end up with that. So, just a little exercise to practice. Could be an ending for a tag almost for this tune. Since we got that pattern, I'm going to go ahead and show you on the high strings to wind up with, and you can try it low and try it high, and they're both good. Depending on if somebody's playing low, you might do it high, and vice versa. They might sound good in the same range. You got so many choices. That's one of the wonderful things about guitar picking. So if I wanted to play it here, let's go back to our little F shape on the 3rd fret, and I'll pick the 4th string and then the 3rd string. Now I'm going to focus on the first 3 strings and go to what I'd call an A shape. If I play an A chord here with the open 1st string, if I move that, I have to fret that note, keep that relationship. So here it'd be a C. So I'm going to go from here, 4 and 3 with the G, F bar kind of shape, the A shape, C, and I'm going to go back to that F shape for the A sound. We're copying what we did low. And then I'm going to have a D, back to the C shape, and then I go up to a 9th fret, a regular D chord shape, right? And then we're going to have our F shape, and end up with the A shape. So we're getting 3 shapes there. We got an F shape or a bar shape, an A shape, and we're ending up with the D shape. So let me just play that and see if it sounds similar. I think that'd work as a nice ending. They might say, take it, and you could take it right there. So. You could always bar that and get a little finger stretch. Big finish. So anyway, I think And the Cat Came Back's a great tune, and a lot of people have cats, and that might be a tune your cat might like as well. So the key of G is wonderful. Just explore, think about those chords with slashes after them. You're just changing your bass notes. That's a really good thing to know if you hadn't never thought about that before. But I hope you enjoy picking in G all the tunes, and especially this Kentucky tune, And the Cat Came Back.